Cheers, everybody. I'll see you from the Octagon Saturday night. You know why? It's time to roar.
Helen Yee here with Eyes on the Game here on Fight Island, being joined by the one and only, the legendary, the great, and of course the voice of the Octagon, Mr. Bruce Buffer. Always great to see you, especially back here on Fight Island.
Oh, yeah, we're here, Fight Island. It's a big reason to be here, big show. And it's the trifecta. This is the last of three. Yeah.
Yes. So huge fight week going down and fight night or day for us. Tomorrow, UFC 257, the weigh-ins and the ceremonial weigh-ins went down today. What did you make of that? Because everyone's been talking about kind of the calm and nice Conor this week, and then obviously Dustin.
Right. We'll call it the calm before the storm. I mean, Dustin's always a cool cat, always respectful, definitely an Octagon warrior, and he's at the height of his career, the height of everything. He's a force to be reckoned with. Conor, with his it factor, everything he has going for himself. What we're seeing now, and I was so happy to see it, is that we're seeing the warrior Conor McGregor, who's coming in the best shape I've seen him in practically almost ever, focused on the prize, but handling himself with such class and being a gentleman and still being able to sell 1 million, 2 million pay-per-views exactly the way he's acting. And now it's time to go to war. It's time to get down to business. But when I watched the weigh-in and I saw the way they acted toward each other, it excited me because it makes me very excited to get in the Octagon with both of them tomorrow night and give them everything I have to enhance that moment for them and to watch the two of them go toe-to-toe.
Did you like how Dustin also gave Conor his hot sauce?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. See, that's kind of interaction between fighters I love. We're martial artists. I mean, I've been a martial artist since I was 12, and the one thing about martial arts is about respect, right? And you still go to war, and you still, take it and brawl for it all and do everything you have to do. But blood, honor, sweat, tears, it's all going on the Octagon floor tomorrow night, and I was just so happy to see Conor handling himself the way he's handled himself all week, being a role model to the millions and millions of fans that we have watching UFC, and of course Dustin Poirier, who's always an ultimate role model of our sport.
And there will be some fans in attendance. I mean, what do you make of fans because they are back and they're loud for just being, a couple thousand?
Well, a couple thousand fans tomorrow night are going to sound like 10,000 more fans. And hopefully I can bring him even higher with what I do. But at the same time, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier is the type of fighter, he could walk in without fans and just get himself going. Conor feeds off the audience. Conor is a showman. And as a showman, he likes to perform in front of 10,000, 20, 50,000, whatever's possible. Those 2,000 fans tomorrow night are going to appease Conor's need for that extra energy boost that he's going to get when he walks out and he's Conor McGregor. Again, I say Conor McGregor is one of those rare fighters that has what I call the it factor. And that it factor is sell shows, it promotes shows. Not that the other fighters don't, but he's a very special, specific kind of fighter.
Well, you are a very special, specific Octagon announcer. Can you and you always bring that energy and you do it so well. Can you kind of describe what it's like to, announce a Conor McGregor fight?
I get excited for every warrior that I announce in the Octagon. I'm an equal opportunity announcer. I'm going to give Dustin everything I got. I'm going to give Conor everything I got. But when you're with somebody like Conor McGregor, it actually, where I'm trying to take them to another level, it takes me to another level. The excitement I get out of it, not that I don't get excited announcing all the fighters, such as the other night with Michael Chiesa and Neil Magny, that was very exciting. I approach every night in that Octagon like it's my first night. I'm celebrating my 25-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
February 16th. My first show was UFC 8 in Bourbon, Puerto Rico. But every night I walk out, in these 25 years I've been doing this, it's always my first night. I have to prove to myself, to the powers that be, Dana, to the great fans watching, love you all, and to the warriors that I'm announcing that I deserve to be here. So tomorrow night is my first night. Last Wednesday was my first night. That's past history. You'll never hear me talk past history. I'm all about what I have to do tomorrow. And that's exactly what I'm going to be. And I'm very excited. I'm a kid in a candy store. I love what I do.
And I know you said you don't really want to talk about the past history, but there was history being made UFC on ABC One. Talk about just what it's been like for the UFC and obviously ending up, on ABC.
I was with the UFC back when it was a spectacle. We were the fastest growing pay-per-view on TV. to the point where we were down to 1,500 people in the audience, and we were taken off TV, to the point where Dana White and the Fertitta brothers bought it, and we're back on TV, and Ultimate Fighter happens, and we get bigger on TV, and we make Spike TV, and Spike TV makes us, and now we're on ESPN after being on Fox. It's a constant evolutionary process. Now ABC, we're on ABC. It's great, after all these years we've all been in this business, to achieve new levels and new goals. That was an amazing accomplishment. Amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, and that main event and performance by Max Holloway as well, right?
Oh my gosh, it's one of the greatest fights I've ever seen, and I've seen every fight you can imagine. Aside from my many years in boxing, seeing all the great boxing fights, that performance that night by both those great fighters, with Max, when you see pictures of Muhammad Ali and you see Max as people are putting it on social media, that's not an idle gesture. That's a gesture that was awarded and was earned. Max is potentially, in many people's mind, the greatest featherweight of all time, you know? But to be the greatest of all time, you know, it's a constant effort. And he's going to come out again, and he's going to prove himself again. I mean, I love watching Max Holloway fight.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Now, a bit earlier, you mentioned you got into martial arts when you were 12, but something else, I don't know how many fans know about this, but you were also a swimmer, and you were a really good swimmer, right? IM freestyle, held the breaststroke record.
Yeah, when I was a kid, when I was 12, I held a breaststroke record in Philadelphia, and we moved to Malibu, California from Philadelphia, which is a real culture shock transition. And so you didn't have to be rich to move to Malibu. We were middle class, but the rich people lived at the beach. But when I got to Malibu, I saw surfing, where the first time I ever saw surfing was when I was in Biarritz, France, on a vacation with my family when I was 11. And I said, I'm going to do this someday. So when I got out to Malibu, I started playing football in high school. And during the two-a-day workouts in August, I was looking at the water polo team was going in, and, you know, the Speedos and everything. I'm thinking, I'm sweating my ass off. I'm doing two-a-days, and I love to swim, and I love to surf. And it's like, water polo. Let me go play water polo. And I got into water polo, which I almost became the most valuable player one year, but I had a problem. I scored more goals than anybody, but I also got kicked out of more games than anybody because I had a tendency to throw elbows and do all that. I was a little rough in the sport, but that's the name of the sport. It's a very rough sport. But I was in great shape with doing that. And then naturally I was on the swim team when the swim season started. So I was the anchor man on the relay team. In freestyle, I swam the individual medley, and my phone's going off, interrupting our interview. Sorry about that. And I love to swim. You know, it was great. And it's something I've been an Aquaman my whole life, and I just love it. I live at the beach. I hope to retire at the beach, and I will never walk away or be away from my beloved Pacific Ocean. I have to smell it every day I wake up.
Oh, I don't blame you. What is your favorite swim event?
My favorite swim event was actually the 50-yard freestyle.
Me too. High five.
High five on that one, yeah. 50-yard freestyle. I went to the CIF finals, but I screwed up my turn. When I went into my flip turn, my shoulder hit the landline, and I was ahead. I was winning the race, and it screwed me up in the CIF finals. Yeah,
and in a 50, it's like every little thing counts.
Every little thing. It's you're talking tenth, you know, second, milliliter seconds. It's just everything counts. But I enjoyed that, and the individual medley was definitely a very tough event. It is, yeah. Very tough event.
Yeah, the breaststroke, my worst stroke.
That was one of my best strokes, and I love butterfly. Backstroke was my hardest stroke.
But lastly, I know your Puncher's Chance. I know it's doing well. How's everything going? Where can the fans get Puncher's Chance?
Puncher's Chance is in 13 states now. I've been having meetings here in Abu Dhabi. We just made a big deal with Bevmo for 165 stores in California, Costco in Texas. By July of this year, we'll be in every state in the country. And it's selling like hotcakes. We're actually setting a record for the fastest selling bourbon out of the gate of a craft distributor. We moved 10,000 cases in our first 3 months. And it looks like we're going to set the record for bourbon sales here in America for a new craft distributor coming out of the gate. But Puncher's Chance Bourbon is all about the underdog. I've been an underdog my whole life, and that's why the name comes in. You know, that one punch that can change your life. It's actually a $60 plus bottle of bourbon by standards that we sell for around $30. Okay. And it's one of the finest tasting bourbons that mixes extremely well, and it's a big hit. People love it, and I'm so excited. I've been working on this for a long time, and very excited about this venture. And I have another one coming out. I'll tell you, I'm coming out with the Its Time Cologne and toiletry line. This will be distributed all over the world. I'll be opening and distributing my Its Time Cologne by the end of February. It'll be released in the United States and internationally all over the world.
Wow. And is there a website or somewhere where people can follow along, or obviously your social media?
It's all there. Just follow me on Instagram at Bruce Buffer UFC or Twitter at Bruce Buffer. I'll make all the announcements there. We have a website coming up soon that if Puncher's Chance is not being sold in your area, you can order it on the website. That will be established in the next month.
Always great to see, always great to talk to you. Congratulations on all your success, not only in all the sports, announcing, Puncher's Chance, just everything.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Helen. I appreciate it. You do a great job.